Shirley Strawberry has been evicted 5 times since she was married to her criminal, lifetime criminal. I'm going to be doing her video today. I sped it up a little bit, and of course, then I'll talk through it so I don't get no copyright strike. Or shout out to Chronicles Speak. I wanted to run this video because I did a couple of shorts today, and I was saying how I felt so bad for Shirley because at 70 years old, you've made a decision in your life that has destroyed your life, destroyed your good name. Oh, hold up, child. Let's say one of my stocks, the payment payout is going up. October 5th, girl, I'm gonna be ready. Yes, honey. Anyways, girl. I felt bad for her because, at 70 years old, that's retirement age. That's slowing down. That's enjoying the grandbabies. That's resting, relaxing, probably pulling your social security and stuff. But Shirley is broke. And she's broke because of the husband she married. And this is why I come on YouTube every day yelling and screaming. Ladies, be mindful of the husband you choose. The husband you choose is a choice. Husband you choose is the second most important decision you will ever make in your life. Jesus Christ is the first decision you will ever make. And number 3, 4, 5, or 6, the husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. Somebody just comment, well, I don't believe that husband you choose determine that. Marry a devil and see what happened, okay? And so then I said about, even if she's broke, right? Her check is being garnished. She had to hurry up and sell her house to try to get her husband out of jail. They've been evicted 5 times. I don't even know how that's possible. Because up here in Jersey, they don't play that, honey. They don't play that. Once you is evicted, girl, you can't rent no place up here. So I don't know how they were able to rent 5 apartments and be evicted. We gonna listen to Chronicles Speak video. Shout out to Chronicles Speak. Go over, support her, show her love. I saw her thing that she just hit 500,000 subscribers. Ooh, I dream and pray the day. Congrats to her. Right? So then I said in one of the video that, my husband is at the age where you start getting the Social Security paperwork, even though I got it too. So I don't know if they send it out every year, every whatever. I don't know. Okay, but we got his paperwork and it tells him his age, if he retired, how much he would get. And girl, I was shocked. I couldn't believe I had to tell the girls. I was shocked because my husband has been a high earner since he was late 20s, let's just say 30. My husband has always been high income. And then they show you your years of what years you've made, how much money you've made, or what years you've made a lot of money, whatever. So, girl, I was shocked of my husband's Social Security, right? And so then I say, even though we're not living on ours, we're not dependent on our Social Security. Social Security for us is ice cream money. That's just a little icing on the cake. Well, honey, the kin folks are in the comments mad. Oh, you're showing off. Oh, you're bragging. And one person, be careful, that might happen to you. Really? Well, Booba, who said that? Booba, let me tell you. So we gonna see what Shirley did to cause this stuff to happen to her. First, she chose a criminal husband. Okay? She chose a man that would destroy her life. What's this? A Nadia Price 8414. Be careful, you two could be in a similar situation. Well, let me tell you, Nadia Price, baby, I will cut my coochie out and burn that sucker before I marry a criminal man. See, I would never see. My kitty is smart. She's smart. I had a baby at 16. She wised up after that. Okay. See, my kitty, she real smart. She's smart, girl. She's smart. Okay, she don't date criminals. She not going to for criminals. She don't go for broke men, brokies, man. She real smart girl. She not gonna make no decision. Well, anyways, you know, I've been married 10 years. But anyways, so I was shocked at how much my husband is going to get in Social Security. I say it wasn't even one of his pay stub. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking now, I don't even think it's a quarter or I don't think it's half of one. I gotta look at it again, but it's not even half of one of my husband's pay stub. And granted, we are not living on Social Security. We're not dependent on Social Security. You know, the people are fussing about, oh, we're not gonna get. It don't matter to me if I get it. Great. If I don't get it, great. My husband will get it because he's closer in age to retirement. It's not a problem for me and for us. We're not living, and our retirement is not based on our Social Security. We prepared ourselves independently of each other. I've been invested since I was in my early 20s. My husband's been invested since he's like 30 or something. And we have just crossed a financial milestone. Praise be to God, hallelujah, thank you. Granted, we are also tithers, baby. Okay. So I think it's so sad that when Black people share about our accomplishments, there's always these people talking about, oh, you're showing off, you're bragging, oh, that might be careful what you say, girl, that might happen. It's always the Black people and the Black church folks. Oh, you're judging her. Judging what? What exactly am I judging? It's all out here. You don't want me to talk about it. Don't talk about it. And this is why Black people are where we are. That's why we're broke. We ain't got no money. We in debt. We depending on Social Security. We looking for handouts. Same thing with the church. Broke, ain't got no money. We got to do GoFundMe to bury grandma. Why grandma ain't got no life insurance? You know how many people my daddy had to bury? My daddy in his old age recently had to bury somebody, the church. But we don't want to talk about money. But you know what? When you go to the dentist, right? The dentist, they test each teeth. And they say, how's that? Tell me if anything hurt. They go. Ouch! Dentists know something's wrong, even though you do your x-rays. But they still manually check each teeth. You know, if you have good insurance. Okay. They still manually check each teeth to make sure everything is fine. And then they even measure the teeth and they can tell you how wide each teeth is from each other. Okay? So if you're saying ouch, you're mad, you're in your feelings. I wonder why. I want to know why. I want to know why you are so mad that I said Social Security is ice cream money for me and my husband. Let me tell you a story and then we're going to go over to Chronicles Speak, right? One of the most fascinating portion of scripture in the Bible that Black folks don't read it, and definitely church folk because they all broke, okay, is David, the anointed King David. He was still a teenager. He was 17 years old and he was anointed king. He didn't become king till he was 30 something, right? Jesse, David daddy, sent David down to the war zone to bring his brothers and the captains of the guard some wine, cheese, milk. Check on your brothers, see how they doing. Well, David went on down there and the brothers were, like how y'all talk, oh, you're showing off, you're bragging. And the brothers said to David, what you doing down here? Who did you leave those few loose sheeps with, right? Because they didn't like David, okay? Because they knew David had the anointing of his life. You know how y'all come over here mad at me because I got the anointing of my life. So, honey, David is walking and he's, and David overheard. Let me tell you how y'all need to catch a vision, dum-dum. Instead of you being mad at me saying Social Security is ice cream money for me, catch a vision, boo-boo. Ask yourself, wait a minute. What you say? Ice cream money. See, I would want to know, how can I make Social Security my ice cream money? So David is down there And David overheard something. David overheard. King Saul said, he will give to the man that killed Goliath his daughter's hand in marriage, make his family tax free for life, his family, his whole bloodline, and make him rich, give him gold and silver. David listening. While David is listening, Goliath called out and said, yo, God, whatever, y'all worshiping that God, that unseen God, I could send somebody out to fight me. David said, David's listening now. David said, hold up. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine who dare curse the name of my God? David said, I'll fight him. I'll fight him. And David fought Goliath. And David became one of the richest men in Israel and made his family tax-free, married the king's daughter, gold and silver. So instead of you being mad at me, Black folks and church folks, sign up for the financial course that's coming up just to find out how to make Social Security or ice cream money. Don't be mad. Catch the vision. Catch the vision. Don't be mad. Catch the vision. That's what we need to do. So the difference between us and some of these other people, they take what they hear and they go figure it out. But y'all be so mad, crabs in a barrel, be mad at me for what I say instead of catching the vision. All right. Oh, be careful what I say, because that might be me. Baby, I ain't never gonna marry no criminal. So let's hear how Shirley got in this position. First of all, she chose a criminal husband. That's number one. The husband you choose will destroy your life. The husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. The husband you choose, the most important decision of your life. Husband is a choice, so choose wisely. Let's see some of the things Shirley did financially that has gotten her in this position.
Yes. Shirley Strawberry probably in a million years did not think that she would be involved in an entanglement, especially one that is so public, but here we are. Shirley's name has been buzzing in the internet streets ever since this summer when a court hearing was released stating that her husband, Ernesto, couldn't be around Shirley's daughter, Shirley's 2 grandchildren by her daughter. He couldn't be around animals. He had a mistress in Florida, and he planned to stay in his wife's boss's house in Abu Dhabi.
Okay. So you hear the man she chose. Can't be around kids, can't be around animals, caught up in a this. That's not who I married, baby. And I would have never chosen anybody like that. Okay, miss? That might happen to you too.
Hearing all of that made all of our ears perk up like, well, the saga continues. Jail calls have been released that have us waiting on the next episode like the days of our lives. Shirley says that the divorce is now pending. The world is all saying, what? And all because of you, Ernesto. I told y'all we were going to break this story down, and I'm keeping my promise. We are going to get into this case, find out how Ernesto has taken down Shirley's entire empire, and so much more. But before we do, please be sure to subscribe to
Okay, so the husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. What did Chronicles Speak say? We're going to learn how Ernesto has taken down Shirley's empire. But you know what I thought about? Shirley is just a typical kinfolk, living paycheck to paycheck, living above your means, right? Living way above what you're supposed to live, trying to keep up with the Joneses, spending all this money, but you ain't got no money. Just typical kinfolk BS. Just another day in the hood. Okay? Just another day. So the husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. Go on over to Chronicles Speak and please subscribe to her channel and show her some love.
This channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this case and so much more. Now let's get back into it. First things first, let's start by clearing the air on some things. There have been people that have been thinking that a correctional officer has been releasing these calls to a blogger or to bloggers, and that's totally wrong. There's a thing called the Freedom of Information Act, which gives the public the right to request access to records from any federal agent. You can literally...
Let me say, that was Steve deflecting, child, projecting. Oh, somebody released it's public information. Public.
Go online and request this information yourself. It's not illegal. No one went behind anyone's back to do it. Again, shout out to phone calls from prison, because before she and her husband were getting these calls, I didn't even know that this was an option. So let's get into this information that I promised you. So last year, Ernest was arrested on July 7th, according to booking information. And
there's nothing more powerful than you making your thing.
Again, the husband you choose determine the rest of your life. So a lot of women, I believe, especially in the church, most wives are the naked wives. Now, ain't nobody perfect, okay? Let's just go ahead and put that out there. Nobody. Nobody. No marriage is perfect. The only perfect marriage is between Christ and the church. And that's coming, okay? So, ladies, we need to learn from this situation, okay? We need to learn from this situation. That's why I'm going so hard and I'm staying on this thing, because I want y'all to learn. I want y'all to see what choosing the wrong husband can do to your life. I want y'all to see it, okay? Okay, she's back.
Those initial charges, more information. And his initial charge was theft by deception. A few weeks after those initial charges, more charges came: conspiracy to commit a felony and so on. But Ernest wasn't alone. He had a co-defendant. That person was Miss Erica King Hughley Rothschild. And before linking with Ernest, sis seemed to have a promising career. She was once a PR person for the hit TV show Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon. She was amongst the who's who in Atlanta. She had her own clothing store, car service, and she wore some of the nicest fashions, the name brand. Erica is actually highly educated from Auburn University, and she once called herself a pastor. Take a listen to this.
So I graduated from Auburn. Auburn is a huge school.
So what was it that caused you to come on down to this level? Because deep down in your heart, you too was a criminal. That's why. Okay, again, I'm talking through so I don't get a strike, y'all.
Newton played football there, Bo Jackson, Charles Barkley. So it's a legendary SEC school for athleticism. So athletics was always available to me to do sports management and sports publicity. So right now we are preparing for the NFL Combine. So I have several players that are training for the Combine. The Combine is where you get invited to come out and try out for different NFL teams in preparation for the draft.
I stand declaring war on everything that binds your children up, Father God. I lose the spirit of wisdom. I lose the spirit of peace. I lose the spirit of discernment. I lose the spirit of needs being met, Father God. Who this woman?
Baby, if this was any indication as to what life with Ernest would be, Shirley, you better run now if you haven't already. I'll be damned if that man turned me from Princess Tiana into Princess Fiona. According to police, these two were a couple who were involved in an elaborate scheme to con people out of their money, promising them to fix their credit, increase their social media presence, and helping them reach business goals. Now, these two got on police radar after writing a bunch of bad checks for the home that they shared together. Yes, the home that they shared together. And if you missed any of that,
writing bad checks for the home they shared together. I thought Ernest still was over there with Shirley in the apartment they couldn't afford. And is this the house that was right next door to Shirley? You mean to tell me the mistress was right next door and you didn't know Shirley? Naive child. That kitty must have been on some fire, honey, because I was like,
click on the link above. Now, as much as sis claims to be smart, she's a college graduate and a prayer warrior, she is far from a saint. Let's get into a brief call from phone calls from prison where Shirley asked Ernest about Erica, and then I will break it all down.
And they gave my co-defendant, I've looked that up too, she got a bond and everything for all of it yesterday.
Who's your co-defendant?
My co-defendant is Erica, Blue, whatever you want to call it. I can't pronounce the last name, but that's what they say.
The woman that's in the picture with you?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
She got a bond. She's out of jail.
No, not yet. She ain't bonding out yet, but she do have a bond now. She got a bond, so she must have went yesterday. But she got a bond on all her charges. She had like 30 charges. I didn't have like that. But
so do you know this woman?
Yeah, I do know her. Yeah, I do know her. But we didn't do nothing. But the only thing she did help me with, she said she was a lawyer at that time. So come to find out, all this ain't going where it need to be going. So that's why they got me linked up with her.
All this isn't what?
That's why they got me linked up with her.
Because why?
I just told you why.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm sorry. You know, I can't talk about so much on the phone.
Okay, well, don't. That's okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But that's what the link's up for. So, but my charges is not none of that stuff. The only charge I got is when I went the other day. So they're trying to say I got rental property. I don't have no fucking rental property. I don't have none of that. Yeah. If you read it, that's what it says. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have no shit like that. So, but anyway, but that's it. That's what I saw today.
So Erica King Hughley was not locked up the same time Ernest was. Ernest was locked up on the 7th. She was locked up on the 9th. She ended up getting out on the 12th. And her 3 charges were theft by taking, criminal trespassing, and fugitive from justice. Now, when she saw that she could get out and they were not...
Optimum Fiber Internet has next level speed.
Wow, child. Criminal. Instead of using their head to work, they over here I'm gonna let Chronicles get her coupon, her commercial. Instead of them actually work, those are actually great business ideas, right? Help people fix their credit, work on their social media. No, they want to be right. I mean, birds of a feather flock together. Criminals, they find each other, don't they? Isn't it shameful? Is it shameful? This is who Shirley married. And wait, y'all gonna hear Chronicles says after they got married, he was arrested a few months after that. She should have ran then, Shirley. You should have ran then. But I guess that kitty was on fire, baby. See, you gotta talk to your kitty. You can't let your kitty control you, okay? Okay, wait. She's back.
Out on the 12th, and her 3 charges were theft by taking, criminal trespassing, and fugitive from justice. Now, when she saw that she could get out and they were not letting Ernest out, sis was thinking, hey, I gotta do something. And she did just that. She decided to impersonate an attorney on a Zoom call. So much like that call that we saw on biodiversity, where you had the attorneys and you had the ADAs, she decided to go on one of those calls and impersonate an attorney. Now, the name of the attorney that she gave up was an actual attorney in Fulton County that had been on these types of calls before. So they knew what this attorney looked like, and they were questioning like, okay, sis, can you please show us your bar number? She asked if she could send it to them directly. She did so, and that bar number was invalid. Sis jumped off the Zoom and got back on the Zoom, but accidentally got back on her real name, Erica King. And they was like, okay, you was just somebody else. Who's Erica? She was like, oh my God, I accidentally logged into my paralegal Zoom. Needless to say, Erica did not get Ernest out. She ended up getting herself rearrested on July 23rd. Wow. This time she was arrested for identity theft, false statements, forgery, unauthorized practice of law, and so on. So yes, Ernest was correct by saying that she had like 30 charges. She actually had 29, and 26 of them had to do with trying to get him out. Erica stayed in jail from July 23rd, 2022, all the way up until March 16, 2023. And at that time, she was let go on an unsecured judicial jail release. I believe that Erica weighed her options, saw that Ernest was doing nothing to protect her, and she decided to sing like a canary. And that's why the side chick, that's why Shirley, that's why everyone is saying this is snitching. So we see how dealing with Ernesto has caused.
Wow. So she's snitching, and they're saying that she is snitching. Yeah, I was snitched, but you know, I would be get caught up with these criminals. You know, I ain't a criminals.
Grief for Erica. And again, don't get me wrong, Erica is a career criminal. This is no saint, but her life probably would have went a lot better before she connected with Ernest. Now let's see how Shirley's life got messed up. Jesus. So the two were married on January 9, 2015, which happened to be Ernesto's 50th birthday. 4 months later, on May 12th, Ernest was locked up for theft by deception for some charges that happened 2 years earlier. Red flag, Shirley. Now we all heard on the radio Shirley say,
so right there, Shirley should have left him. Shirley should have left him, but she should have married him in the first place. But he done got locked up 4 months after you got married. Girl, did you even finish opening up the wedding gifts? Miss, who's the lady that says, you girl,
say that she recently lost her house, but this wasn't the first nor second home that she's lost since being with Ernesto. 2 years after being married, Shirley and Ernesto were sued and kicked out of this beautiful 1,600 square foot Atlanta condo. They left owing over $12,000 in rent. 2 years after their marriage, Shirley signed
Evicted. Owing $12,000. Jesus, Shirley.
a 1-year lease in LA for $7,500 a month for this home. Now, she was 25 days late on the first payment, and after that, she paid nothing. She and Ernesto was sued by the company.
Jesus. So you rent the house and you couldn't even pay the second month? Wait a minute. How they do it out there in California? Because over here, it's 1 month rent, 1 month security. So your first month's rent is already paid when you move in. So then if you show the pay the first month rent. Girl.
Company Pacific Shore Property Management and had to pay over $14,000 and was put out. Then they rented this 7,800 square foot home in Alpharetta, Georgia for $4,500 a month. They did good for a while, and then the pandemic happened. Now, as you remember, during the pandemic, there was a moratorium put out there to where you could not put your tenants out. However, after the moratorium was over, rent was still due, and if you did not make any payments, everything came due at once. These two were sued and evicted once again. This time, Shirley's wages were garnished.
So, there was a lot of people living rent-free during the pandemic. Now, for the people who couldn't afford it, because I just heard about all these senior citizens that was put out. You was getting your Social Security. Why you ain't pay your rent? Why you ain't pay your rent? And I feel bad for the people who had just bought homes and put people in, because let me tell you how good God is. We were looking at a home. That house was, I never forgot that number, $736,000. We was looking at a home. We had talked to the mortgage company and everything. This was 2020, y'all. This was 2020. And then the pandemic happened. My husband was like, babe, I don't think that's a good move right now. Let's just not do that. Can you imagine? We would have rented the whole house. It's like a 3-4 family, and we wouldn't have been getting no rent. Oh my God, girl. So Shirley was still working, making all that money, but you wasn't paying your rent, Shirley. Girl, bye.
Shirley's bank account was garnished for $47,000. So she had to make payment until this was done. Then they rented this beautiful 8,500 square foot home in Roswell, Georgia, and they got evicted from this one too after owing 39.
It's everything you wish for. Your site traffic is skyrocketing until.
So can you imagine getting your paycheck garnished for some rent at almost 70 years old? Can you imagine? I can't. Okay, she's back. For the that might happen to you.
After the moratorium was over, rent was still due, and if you did not make any payments, everything came due at once. These two were sued and evicted once again. This time, Shirley's wages were garnished. Jeez. Shirley's bank account was garnished for $47,000, so she had to make payment until this was done. Then they rented this beautiful 8,500 square foot home in Roswell, Georgia, and they got evicted from this one too after owing $39,000 in rent. Now, Shirley bought this.
Jesus! How they keep getting these houses for rent? Didn't the people check their credit, check their records? Miss, be careful, that could happen to you too. Ooh, child, this is sad.
Until this was done. Then they rented this beautiful 8,500 square foot home in Roswell, Georgia, and they got evicted from this one too after owing $39,000 in rent. Now, Shirley bought this modest 1,800 square foot home in Inglewood, California in the early 2000s, way before Ernest came into the picture. She kept it until February of last year and sold it to one of those companies that seem like they just give you money really quick when you're wanting to sell fast. 4 months later, this company turned around and sold it for $500,000 more than what Shirley sold it to them for. So Shirley literally lost $500,000. And because she's had the home for so long, I think like 17 years, she should have had a lot of equity in it, but I'm not sure where that money went to. With her having all this debt, the possibility.
Girl, you have 7 years of equity and she basically gave the house away for free because she got so much debt. And then they turn around and fix the house. So probably slap a bow on the house and sold the house for $500,000 profit. Huh, Shirley, you could have gotten you a real estate agent and put a sign up and made all that money, clean up your name, and got rid of the criminal husband. But you were so deep and desperate in debt because of the husband you chose. You know, hey, Miss whatever your name. Oh, we care what that guy. What do you do? This is sad.
She sold the house, equity in it, but I'm not sure where that money went to. With her having all this debt, the possibility she sold the house to pay these debts. It seems like Shirley lived a comfortable, modest lifestyle until she got with Ernest. Once she got with Ernest, everything had to be bigger. Everything had to be better. And the payments got bigger, and it doesn't seem like they were able to afford it. Ernest seems like the type to walk away from bills. You know what? Let it go. It's not mine. Shirley was not that type until she got with Ernest. Now she's more than likely drowning in debt, and he's not here to help her pay it. Needless to say, Hurricane Ernesto came in and did a doozy on both of these ladies' lives. I hope Shirley is able to recover, and if not, girl, we will be praying for you. I actually had a woman contact me last week saying that she has a 36-year-old daughter by Ernesto, and they were married a long time ago and never got a divorce. She said that the marriage between Shirley is not valid. I have been trying to check on the status of this information. I'll let you know how it goes. Anyway, what I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything regarding Erica King, Ernesto, and also Shirley Strawberry? Leave a comment, and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new episodes.
So Shirley's husband is a gigolo. A gigolo. Mike. Hey, honey, what's a gigolo? Isn't that a man that has more than one wife? He a gigolo. So Shirley might not be really married. Huh, Shirley? You might not be really married. Did you check the divorce papers to see if he was divorced? Huh, Shirley? Did you check the divorce papers? So, ladies, the husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. So, Miss Lady, talk about that. We can't that matters to you. I will never choose a gigolo. Okay? And for Shirley to be, my godmother, God bless her soul, y'all. She is 99 years old. Prayer for that praise, she make it to 100 years old. She claims she's 100 years old this year, but I'm like, nope, not according to your birth certificate. You'll be 100 years old next year. He's born 1924. And she said, you know what? When the old people talk, you gotta listen. People are who they are. They are who they are. She said, my sister is the same person she was when she's a little girl. I'm the same woman I am when I was a little girl. People are who they are. I think some people might bring some there's maybe some undercover stuff, and you know, if you get the right opportunity. So Shirley hopping from pillar to post, renting places, getting evicted, leaving, not paying your rent, Shirley. You know, I ain't gonna say dig up in her past, just leave that alone. But I'm saying, Miss Shirley, that might have been stuff she's been doing before. You know what I mean? And then you marry this man who can't afford a $7,500 a month for some rent. Oh, child. That's about 3 months of mortgage payments. But ladies, I want you to learn from this situation. The husband you choose will determine the rest of your life. Do not choose these men that will drag you down in the pits of hell and tear up your good name. Girl, let me tell you, if you ain't got nothing but your name. What did Miss Tina Turner say? I want my name. Your name. Girl, if you could run out the house butt naked, but as long as you have a good name. Remember in the 90s, they say, my word is my bond. A good name. And Shirley allowed this criminal to come in and destroy her life and her good name. And honey, there's more jail calls coming out, but I'll do that one in the morning. There's more jail calls. The Naked Wife book is available on Amazon. Read The Naked Wife to learn not to be a naked wife. 23 Types of Guys available on Amazon. Also, read there were 23 Types of Guys. So if you meet these dudes, you do not marry them. I love you. I adore you. Let's talk about in the comments. Remember to check out Chronicles Speak and subscribe to her channel. Show her some love. I love you very much. Thank you. I will talk with you later. Bye.